Echo Fang Grey Wolf here. This will not be a long video, but we are going to talk about indigeneity. So when you title this, I have problems with the BIA. So let us begin. So I started my Reconnecting Journey by course. Technically, it was by force, and it happened after my checkup. I had to get a mole that I thought was cancerous removed, but this part of my body is never exposed to the sun because it's by my nether regions. So I got the mole removed, and they told me that it wasn't cancerous and that I was good. So there's a nice little scar down here, just to the right of my nether regions, and I'm okay. We're good. But I had been worried about it because when you're depressed, you do a lot of reading. Well, I do a lot of reading. I was like, oh, so if you have moles that you've never seen before, it could be cancerous. Oh, fantastic. There's a mole I've never seen before. So I talked to the doctor. He sent me to McGuire. We got it scooped out. It hurt like shit. And they gave me some ointment and stuff. And it still looks horrible, but it's not cancerous. So it still looks horrible. Yeah, it's real close to my inner thigh and stuff. So I can't really show y'all without actually showing my private parts. But it's still there. Now, the mole's not there, but like the scar tissue and stuff never really healed properly. So there's like a circle there. So anyway, um, I don't think I can show you. We can try. Okay, so it's right there. Y'all can't see that shit. You see that right there? Right? Okay, look. See the red dot? It's right there. So, it's that little spot right there is where the mole was removed that I thought was cancerous. Hopefully this video doesn't get blocked for that. Anyway, so I leave the waiting room to go to another waiting room because I had like all these exams that day. And I met McGuire and I met this dude who was Native American and black. Now, when I say Native American black, he was way darker than me, but all of this was all Native. The only difference was his skin tone. His skin tone he was completely darker than me. If you did not know he was Native, and when he turned to his profile, he had everything Native in the face. The only difference between us was his skin tone, and he was half and half. So he was the real deal half-breed instead of multicultural like me. And to tell you the truth, my indigeneity was not something that I was really going to go digging into. And then I met this guy, and my whole world opened up. Like a really big black hole. So, this video might go longer than I want. So, the guy's looking at me, he's like, hey dude, can I talk to you for a minute? And I'm like, well, we're sitting right beside each other. Okay, and I'm drawing pictures of Deadpool. He's like, some good artwork. Can I ask you a personal question? It's like, sure, why not? I'm in a military hospital. How much more fucking personal can it get? Because I thought he was going to ask me about my service record or whatever, and I was like, yeah, well, I've been out of the military longer than I've been in, I can tell you that. But we never had that conversation. The conversation went, you're mixed, aren't you? I said, yeah. He said, you look like you're not mixed. I'm like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? He's like, you look full native. And it's like, dude, I'm not full native. I'm very mixed native. He's like, you sure about that? I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure. My grandmother on both sides are native. He's like, so yeah. I got a mixed grandfather who was half black, half white, who could pass for a white man. My mom looks white. And I have a grandfather who was black as fuck. And my dad looks more black than native. So now all my aunts look like they're mixed native, but their skin tone's a lot lighter than most of my uncles. So, and all of their kids that are my generation, we look mostly native. So he goes, what tribe. I said, man, I don't want to talk about it. It's like, why? I said, because everybody's part Cherokee. It's like, what? I said, yeah, everybody's part Cherokee, man. He's like, so you're part Cherokee? I said, yeah, I really don't want to talk about it because, again, everybody's part Cherokee. He said, nah, well, you still look native and you need to get your native card. And I'm like, what the fuck is a native card? And he's like, you need to get your native card. This is the number to the BIA. You need to contact them immediately. You need to do this, 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 and this. And what he told me was way different from what the BIA told me. The BIA has me jumping through hoops, y'all. Literally, the BIA has me. I'm still jumping through hoops. And this was over like 6 years ago that I started this damn journey. It was about 6 years, not over 6 years. Because my dad had been dead for about a year. Maybe it's 5 years. It doesn't matter. What matters is I'm on the fucking journey. The reconnecting journey. And, you know, it's not something that I've ever thought of until this dude kind of didn't give me an option to say no. So he's like, look, I wish I could remember the man's name. But if you're watching, send me an email or leave it in the comments. I'm pretty sure he's not watching. But he's in the military. He's like, look, this is what you need to do. You need to contact the BIA. You need to tell them this, this, and this. And I did that the very next day. The BIA pretty much laughed me off, and this is what the BIA said. Excuse me. The BIA said, okay, first off, it doesn't matter if you're full native, mixed native, if you weren't living on the reservation, if your grandparents came off the reservation, you have a problem. And the problem is, now you have to prove your indigeneity. And now you're going to need to take a blood test, a DNA test, and we're going to have to find what tribe you came from. And we're going to have to link all that. But here's the bad news. It doesn't matter if you're 50% native or 100% native. If you didn't live on the reservation, we don't give a shit. We're not going to accept you. And then if you do find out how much native you are, and even if you proved that you're 50% or 25% or whatever, you still have to be accepted by a tribe to be registered as a native. So Echo Fang Grey Wolf is going to get famous, and a lot of tribes are going to recognize me then, because that's probably the only way this shit's going to happen. I still got to find a way to find a blood quantum test. I still had to figure out the DNA test. I still have to figure out the genealogy test. So we're going to work all that shit out. But I'm sitting here, and the BIA has me jumping through all these fucking hoops. And I don't have money like talking about it. You know, clearly. But they got me jumping through all these fucking hoops. I'm like, dude, why do I have to go through all this shit? Why can't I just give you my great-grandmother's name and then y'all go track her? Even though she's dead. You know, y'all can track where she came from. And y'all can figure this shit out. You know, because I don't have a picture of her. I'm still trying to get her death certificate from my aunt, which I will hopefully get that tomorrow. And I will get her to write me Bessie's number down so I can send her a letter, and then she can send me either the copy or send me the actual shit so that I can copy it and then send it back to her so that I can go from there. Alright? That's a start. Alright. So I'm jumping through all these hoops, and it shouldn't be this damn difficult. But what it is the less natives you have, the less money the government has to fork to those natives. And that means they get to not feed the natives. And my native card's going to have two names on it. It's going to be Echo Fang Grey Wolf, which is my native name, because I'm taking that as my name. I've taken that as my name. I claim it, and I don't give a shit who doesn't like it. And my birth name will be James Williams Jr. because legally that's my name. But I will tell them, look, you're going to put both my names on here. You're going to put Echo Fang Grey Wolf because that is the native name in which I am taking. Now, it's going to be kind of like the Chinese people when they move to America and they have to give them American names just so that people can keep track of them. My American name is James Williams Jr. My native name, from now until the day I die, is Echo Fang Grey Wolf. ECKO FANG Grey Wolf. GREYWOLF. If y'all don't like that, that's a you problem. So I'm going through all this shit, and I hope like fuck before I die that this is accomplished. That being said, I'm sorry for taking all of your time, I hope I make a difference in your lives. And if you guys know people in the BIA that can make this journey just a little bit lighter on me, that would be fucking great. Thank you for watching. I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Be seeing you.